happening, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Creatia Conversation, where we're bringing you all the fun talks and all that nerdish. I'm your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I've got two special guests today. One of them you know very well, the honorary use of Creation World at the Will Gray. How you doing, Will?
I'm fantastic, Travis. It's good to see you. I'm glad to be here with the other guest. I'll save the thunder and lightning for you for his intro. But I'm glad to see both of you gentlemen. It's going to be a good afternoon. This is the starting point for my day. Let's do it.
And my other special guest, who you may know, he's been on Creation World a few times as well. However, it's great to have you, Rufy. Oh, cosplayer extraordinaire, creator extraordinaire, overall bad motherfucker, and Rufus Royster. How you doing, man?
If I was charming enough, I really would have grabbed this microphone and gone full rock of finally, but I don't have that kind of charm or energy right now. The coffee still hasn't kicked in, even though it is noon here. So
I'll chalk it up to the energy, but you definitely have the charm. So whether you think you do or not.
Oh God, too early to butter me up like that, man. Oh.
Cool, I'll never do it again.
Sweet. All right. As expected. There we go. But yeah. Glad to be back, missed you guys. It's always fun. So yeah. Hey, Will.
Yeah, your first time on the new format of the show, which is technically the old format of the show mixed with the new format of the show. But hey, good to have you.
It's layers.
Yeah.
Like onions.
Yes.
Exactly. What y'all been up to though? What you been watching? What you been playing? Tell me about y'all's consumption of entertainment lately.
Ed, you want to go first or you want me to?
Let's see. What have been trying to catch up with a lot of movies now that I'm in between projects. I've been cosplaying or building cosplays.
Anything fun you're working on right now that you'd like to share with the world, or are you keeping it a surprise?
I haven't started on the next one. I'm trying to, since this weekend will be my first time wandering around Dragon Con. I am going to finally dress up. I'm going to finally show up and also dress up. And I am trying to figure out a way of adding a carrier for my ocarina that with some leather, so I can put that on for my. Ooh, I can actually say my award-winning cosplay because it did.
Yeah,
nice.
Man. Again. It's a bad motherfucker, y'all. If y'all didn't know, just let me just, because he won't do it, I'll do it. Continue. I'm gonna find it. Go ahead.
Okay. My award-winning cosplay. I guess I'll go ahead and say that. My Link Strife, Link from Legend of Zelda and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII mashup. That got me bumped up from a novice tier at Blurred Con to them saying, "Hey, I know this is only your second time building something, but this shit ain't no novice. So we're gonna move you up to journeyman and then give you a prize." And I said, "Hey, thanks, but I kind of still wanted the easy route for a little bit longer and let me win a novice first, and then you bump me up. But all right, I'll just jump up anyway. Fine, cool, whatever." And now it's got to be competition and real shit moving forward.
Here's the thing, y'all. I'm going to show you people something. You let me know if you think this person is a novice, okay? Does this guy look like a novice to you? Y'all tell me, does this look like a novice made this cosplay? Or were they right and said, nah, bro?
I again, certainly appreciate it. And I will accept that it did come out very good. I enjoyed it. I'm happy and proud of it. And that is why I said I am not paying money to go to Dragon Con this year. I'm just going to walk around the free stuff and prepare myself for the fact that at least a couple people might ask for a picture.
Yeah. I had actually planned on attending Dragon Con this year up until about 2 months ago. And then the world kind of changed on me. So I'm like, I can't do that. It's okay though. Next year I will be con heavy. So
Yeah, I'm hoping so. But like I said, I don't have disposable income, so I'm not paying to do anything more besides just show up and cosplay and
yeah.
take pictures. Been playing a lot of Helldivers too.
Okay.
So I finally got into that now that I have some downtime. I'm not building the cosplay and I'm not working, so and trying to catch up on shows. That's it.
Okay. What about you, Will? What you been up to? What you watching?
Well, I want to say one, Ed, that was amazing. As a Legends of Zelda fan, I have Zelda on the list to talk about later in one of the discussions.
Okay.
But for me, I did something, gentlemen, that I haven't done since probably 2013.
Switched hands?
No, I switch hands. I'm ambidextrous. So I do
Double fisted?
No, again, double fisting is something.
Stranger?
Yeah, the Stranger is amazing. Again,
Like, do you go full on and like sit on your hand for a while so it goes numb so it feels like somebody else?
guys, I'm weird. You're gonna have to go really extreme for that. You know what I mean? Like
Spiked gloves?
You know?
there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
See, I wasn't gonna, talk about like those things you put on your hand to pet your dog or whatever to get the fur off of them. You know,
those scrubbing gloves for shower, maybe.
Exfoliate my dick.
The exfoliate.
Yeah, man.
No, I signed into an MMO.
Okay.
Fresh account, World 1, Level 1. I haven't played. You ready for this? RuneScape.
Okay.
Since it was RuneScape, like the original RuneScape, like
Okay.
05, 06, like first when I got to college.
Heard
like
of it, but never played it.
Exactly. Sophomore year of college, I think, was when I played it the most. But then I just kind of got out of it, right? Like it wasn't a big thing.
How dare you?
Yeah. So
Judas.
so I signed back in recently and started completely from scratch. Went ahead and paid the $10 a month for the member account because I remember it being important. It's not pay to win, but the access to the extra content make it worth it. You know what I mean? Like the members get the add-ons that the free to play stuff doesn't get initially. So I was like, all right, let's just go ahead and do it. And Jesus, it's like a bad drug addiction, guys.
Like, I'm aware. I used to play WoW. I know.
That's what I played. When I started playing, I played RuneScape initially, and then I stopped, and then I got into WoW. And I played WoW from vanilla at launch through the rise of the Light King, Lich King. I played all the way through
WoW
that.
First drop. Hold on,
I think it was 2006.
That sounds about right. 2006, 2007. But
I was definitely into college. I want to say sophomore, junior year of school, first junior year of school, and yeah, I'm that old.
Initial release was November 23rd, 2004.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, so it was older than that. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It got big later on, for real big a couple years later, but it initially released then. Because I remember the commercial with Mr. T.
Yeah.
he was a night elf mohawk,
All the celebrities were doing the cameos, but that's when I made the jump from RuneScape initially over to WoW, and then I played WoW regularly for years. But I got back into RuneScape, and Jesus, it's fun. Just so much fun. Like, and you can do the aimless stuff. And like, yeah, AJ's right. We'll be watching wrestling or watching like pay-per-views and shit. And I will just sit there and I'll be like farming, doing mining or like wood chopping shit or like basic building my forts up and stuff. Like nothing that takes real focus, but like, that's the perfect game for
stuff that has to get done so you can do the fun shit later. Yeah,
exactly. And like a game that has an end game for me is amazing. The idea that there's shit I can't even do until I max my character. So it's like two versions of a game in one. Love it. Lost my mind. I was like, okay, this is fun. I'm glad I decided to play an MMO. And then on the TV side of things, Travis, you know what time of the year it is.
Oh yeah.
It's Big Brother.
Big Brother.
I haven't seen last night episode or Sunday.
Oh, you haven't seen Sunday either? Okay, I haven't seen last night yet.
But I've got 2 to get caught up on, so no spoilers, please. But this has been one of my favorite seasons to date. Like, they're doing a real good job of keeping us entertained and keeping it interesting. The AI stuff is amazing. There has been no wild meltdowns outside of Angela, and now she's starting to be entertaining with it. So I'm almost to the point where I'm like, I hate her guts, but maybe I want her to stay around just so I can watch everybody collectively hate her guts. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I can feel you on that.
Like,
There's one of those this week where I'm like, I know who I really want to go home, and it's not even because I don't like this person's game. It's because of one decision they made one time, and I'm like, I don't want you around anymore. Now you've upset me. Because normally, I'll go ahead and say it, Tucker. Like normally, players like Tucker like are my favorite types of players who just like let's just cause some chaos and have some fun out here. The problem is that 1 week where he took Angela off the block, and I was just like, had you not done that, I'd be all in on you, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Wasn't Tucker the dude? Wasn't it Angela when he used the power of video that he won on her?
Yeah, when he was on the block. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time in Big Brother history that somebody's won the veto and used it on someone else when they were also on the block. And
it's
I
not
was
actually.
I thought Julie said it was the first time it had happened.
Evil Dick did it a few years that season way back when he was on the block and used it on his daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you. That's why you get paid the medium bucks.
It's blue on the sides and then green in the middle. But yeah.
Good color.
I like it. But yeah, that's it. RuneScape and Big Brother. I restarted Big Bang Theory on a binge, ironically. But that's kind of it. Just background stuff, really. But yeah, Big Brother and RuneScape. Evil Dick is my favorite of all time.
He's up there for me too. He's up there for me too. He was a wild one.
It was Dr. Will and the other dude who would do the phone game in the diary rooms where they would like call each other and talk.
Yeah.
Like they would squeeze into that one chair and pretend like they were calling on the phone. Like I can't remember Dr. Will's other Mike Boogie. There you go. Yeah, Dr. Will and Mike Boogie. Those are two of my favorite.
I'm enjoying this color selection as well. I had to get another blue because I had a blue before, and it for some reason we just wasn't like attaching to the hair right. I don't know what was happening with it. So like it would be on there, but then like a couple days later it'd just be gone. And it was so weird. But got another one. It all looks pretty great. Amani did it. But yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Said Mike Boogie. Yeah. All right. Well, for me, I got a few that I've been few things I've been watching. There's a show on Netflix. I think it started somewhere else, but it's on Netflix now, starring Dion Cole, called Average Joe. Have you seen Average Joe? Or you just like Dion Cole?
Just got a retwist for my hair yesterday, and my lock lady put it on for me. Okay. So I'm just about to start episode 5.
Okay. Yeah. How you feel about Average Joe? I like Average Joe.
I'm digging it. It's I don't know how much you want to go into the plot, but some of their decision making was frustrating because you really should have taken care of this at least, or taken care of that.
Yeah. It's a lot of moments where you're like, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah. All right.
But funny, entertaining. And it is consistently like with what they set up so far, I'm very much like, all right, how are they going to try to get themselves out of this with still 5 episodes left?
Exactly. And I was thinking the same thing. It was like episode 7. I'm like, this looks like this is about to wrap up. How are there 3 episodes left? Like, what are y'all doing? And I'm like, oh,
okay. See, yeah. Yeah, I'm very much intrigued on that part. And the only reason I agreed to watching it yesterday, I saw like a tweet where it was just like, here's a list of, Black starring or Black shows that have been renewed for another season. So, and then even mentioning to her, she was like, oh, the way that show ended, it doesn't make sense. I'm surprised they're going to give it another season. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So let's give it a shot.
I can see another season happening, but yeah, it was ended in a way where it would have been cool if this was all they did. You know? So,
yeah, and I like Dion, so I'm happy to see him doing stuff where he doesn't.
Chicago's own crib,
Yeah, it's all right. It's mutual though, so
I know it is. It is. I keep telling people that all the time. Like, I don't hate Ed. I hate his Detroitness. That's a very different thing. You know, fine. Like I love Ed as a person, but
But yet you should still appreciate Detroit. If it wasn't for the bad boys, Jordan would have elevated to get to that point. You're welcome.
I love how y'all somehow
Yes.
like to take credit for Michael
Yes.
Jordan. That's that Detroit shit.
You're welcome.
Hey,
You're
like
welcome.
somehow these Detroit niggas like to take credit for Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Did we not toughen him up?
There's that, and then there's the whole argument about Rodman coming in and it being the first. I mean, I have this. I grew up in the 90s, peak Jordan, and looking back, like, he's the GOAT. Zero questions. Best basketball player to ever do it. LeBron's number 2. I will gladly, openly say that on air. But when it boils down to
I tell people that all the time. Like, and they are like, there's nothing wrong with being the second best to ever do something, dude.
No.
Like, anyway, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
The other people on those teams, the 6 championship teams, and the year that they would have won it had Jordan not retired in between them, none of
almost
those guys,
won anyway.
Exactly. None of those guys get the credit they deserve for that run in the 90s, because you look at everybody that was on there, especially that late run when Rodman came onto the Bulls, because after the heat they had with the Pistons, for them to come on and coexist, that was big. And even young Will at 12, 13, 14 years old understood how important that was.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I tell people this all the time. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player that ever lived, but he's not my favorite player ever. Yeah. My favorite basketball player ever is Rodzilla. Like, he is my favorite basketball player ever, to the point where when I played basketball as a young, and I even dyed my hair and shit before games and shit. Like,
that tracks.
Yeah. I got the spray hair can, color thing, and spray it on my head before games and shit. Hell yeah.
Larry Bird. I like the fact that he talked more shit than anybody in the league, and he looked like me.
I really like Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace was definitely up there for sure.
I love Rasheed.
That's very Detroit of you.
When they traded for him, I was so excited for that shit.
Very Detroit of you.
Regardless if they hadn't won or not.
This just I was always shocked when I shouldn't have been shocked, because it's like, oh, he got another one, another tech. Okay. What did he do this time? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looked.
Yeah. Him and Rodman, like, they crawled so people like Draymond Green could run, getting their techs today. You know what I mean? Like, stomping on people's face and shit on the floor. Like, that was just regular ball in the 90s. So, yeah. That's just how they played.
So, yeah, average Joe. Also, anime I started watching. I started watching Go Loser Ranger.
That's on my list.
It's a fun one. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more. I've watched about 3 episodes of that so far. I think maybe 4. Then I finally finished Arcane. I started it a while ago. Like, I think it dropped a couple years ago. I started when it first dropped, and then for some reason it just wasn't clicking with me after the first episode when I first started it, and just never went back to it until a couple weeks ago. And we watched all these. Like, oh, I'm enjoying this, to the point where I'm like, maybe I should try League of Legends. And I went ahead and downloaded it and everything, got it running and everything, and sat down to play it, went through the tutorial and everything, and I'm like, no, I was right not to play this. Never mind. It's one of the things you see and you're like, I want to love this. This looks like it would be so fun, but it's just really not fun for me. And I'm not saying it's not a fun game, because there's other people, I'm sure, who love it and enjoy it. It's just not for me. And I'm just so disappointed that it's not, because I look at it like, I want to love this. It's got all these fun, wacky characters and shit. Like, I see all this, like, I watched the show, I'm like, I want to be this nigga with the big ass hammer. Like, I want to do that shit. I want to switch over to old girl with the super power gloves and shit and punch the shit out of people. I want to be Jinx's crazy ass. Like, it's like, this all sounds like so much fun, but it just wasn't fun for me. So, didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Bel Air is back, so been watching that. What were you saying, Ed?
Oh no, I was just agreeing. I thoroughly enjoyed the show of Arcane. I knew from the get-go never to try the game, but yeah. I was like, I can see how they're doing a hell of a job of recruiting people to be interested in the game, but I just knew no.
Like I said, they got me to download it. I didn't stick around, but
but enough so where I'm like, I've been anticipating the season 2 coming out this year. So
yeah. That was another reason why I gave it another shot, because it was just, I know the second season's coming. People keep talking about how great. I'm like, you know what? Let me just try again. And I'm glad I did.
And I guess kind of similar to my question for today, but have you guys, did you give the Justice or not the Suicide Squad anime a shot?
The Isekai?
Yeah.
Finished the first season. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Fucking love that show. But yeah, Bel Air is back. So season 3, I'm enjoying that too. It was one of those. That was another one of those shows when they first announced they were doing it. I'm like,
way better than anybody would have anticipated.
Yeah. And then I watched the first season. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Okay, give me more.
Yeah. I still got to catch up. I stopped in season 2. I forget exactly where, but I need to finish that up so I can get started on season 3.
Mm-hmm. And then also on Peacock, a show called Those About to Die. I don't know if y'all have seen that there. Been interested in it all. Got good old Anthony Hopkins in it. It's about the Roman times and the shit with some gladiators and chariot races and all that shit and politics and all that are surrounding that and shit. I like it enough. It's not like, oh my god, this is so good kind of show, but I'm not mad at watching this. If I don't have anything pressing that I need to watch, that's my choice, Because, and by pressing, I mean the other things that I have on this list right here and Big Brother, It's kind of like, if I've watched all the episodes there are to watch of these already, and I've, we're caught up on Big Brother, I'm like, I'll watch another episode of Those About to Die,
Did you ever watch Spartacus?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those I knew existed, and I'm like, I'll watch that one day, and then forgot it existed.
I'm vaguely curious how Those About to Die compares to that. I enjoyed Spartacus a lot, despite its issues and whatnot. But the first episode felt really rough. It's really slow until like the last 5 minutes, and then you're like, okay, I'm fucking hooked. Let's go. Let's see where this goes. So I recommend it. It's an interesting watch.
Got you. I will put a tick there and try to remember to watch that later. I'll probably forget again, but
the ever-growing list
of things I'll get to one day. Yeah,
I feel like mine is daily grows because people are like, you really need to watch this, you really need to play this, and I'm like, okay.
Speaking of things that I added to the list, because at first this was on my list, and then the more people talked about it, the more I was like, oh, maybe not. Star Wars Outlaws, just came out, or did it come out today, or was it earlier I don't remember. But anyway, like around now is when the game itself is actually coming up, but the reviews dropped earlier. Normally reviews don't mean as much to me. Like the score itself doesn't matter to me. What I'm paying attention to is like what they actually say. Like, why did you give this game a 9 out of 10? Why did you give this game a 5 out of 10? Tell me why. And then I can see like, okay, I understand what you're thinking, why you don't like this. I actually don't mind that stuff. Let me try this out. But things I've been hearing about Star Wars Outlaws made me go, oh, damn it. Like, it's one of those things I saw it, and like, I'm not a Star Wars person really, but I've pretty much always enjoyed Star Wars games, like, especially like Force Unleashed back in the day was my shit. And this one looked like, oh, okay, it's GTA in space. Star Wars shit is what it kind of looked like, And the way it was described, it was like a whole bunch of just missions that they say you can tackle anyway, but there's really only one way to get through them. And like auto fail stuff where you got to go way back to the beginning and start over when you're like 10 minutes in and shit.
That's the worst.
And just a whole lot of shit like that happened. And then like just weird decisions overall, where things that just take away the fun. And I'm just, if I'm gonna give you $70 for something now, I need to really feel like it's gonna be worth it. So right now I'm like, never mind. I'll give you the $60 for Astrobot in a couple weeks, and I'll play that. because solid platform is something I've also been missing for a while. So I'll take care of that. And from what I've been hearing about that leading into it, it's going to be pretty fantastic. But only thing I've actually been playing still, I haven't actually finished. I'll probably be done with it like by the end of this weekend. I've been playing through GTA 3 again because, got it on mobile through Netflix and just, put it on the little clip thing, attach it to my controller, and I can just play it normally. I actually did I take a picture of it? I think I did. Yeah, there it is. Where can I put this?
I've recently started dabbling in cloud-based gaming.
Okay.
I got a new laptop for work, and because of it, it came with a free Xbox Live Premium Game Pass or whatever for 6 months. So I downloaded it just to see what was on there, and it's wild to me the amount of games that are available through cloud gaming, where all I've got to do is sign into the app, and then I can download a game to the app, and it's like playing it on an Xbox.
Yeah,
and
Game Pass is fantastic.
It's nuts to me, and it's not just Xbox games. They've also got Windows Media games from back in the day, and Flight Simulator and shit and stuff like that on there that you can now play through it all on your PC. And I'm like, okay, this is almost worth it. What's Game Pass? $20 a month? Just like
if you got the normal one, the PC Game Pass without the cloud is like, I think it's still $10 a month, but
way worth it. And then you look at other companies like Netflix and stuff moving to cloud-based gaming, where they're getting the distribution rights to these games, like your GTA 3s and stuff. I think this may be the last, or next generation, maybe the last of physical console media.
I doubt that. I think we'll get at least one more.
You think there's two more full generations before we'll just be a fully digital age?
Yeah. I think we got at least one more where we'll have that. It'll kind of be a hybrid kind of thing. But then after that, I think it'll be like, thing you just kind of take this little dongle and put it into your
put your dongle into the TV.
Yeah,
and you're in the Oasis.
Or if you get one of those TVs that already have the the systems built in that you can just connect to the cloud and play and shit. I'm sure it's coming. We're almost there, but not quite.
That's
I can't wait.
A little bit.
Just go ahead and smack the mark on my forehead and just let me live there.
Just plug me in, man. Like,
I'm so ready for the Matrix.
Here, this is how I'm playing it. Let me show you.
That's awesome, though.
Works perfectly. I haven't had any issues with it at all. Just being able to connect my controller to my phone and just boom, play GTA 3, and then I'll do that, and then probably play Vice City after that, and then San Andreas, because why the fuck not?
Oh, technology.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, maybe we should get into our topics today. Who's gonna be first? I'll flip for it. Edmund, what is your topic?
Oh man. All right. Well, given my recent video game enjoyment lately, I was just going to offer up the question of what is a video game? Well, I guess it's a two-part. Video game world you'd want to live in, and then obviously the one you least want to live in. A couple caveats could be simply, you can still get your respawns, save points, retries, and you get to keep the memory from your last attempt, but you're still stuck in whatever that game world is. So, and if you really want to, yes, I guess you could go ahead and find a Game Shark or find some way to put some codes in to make it a little bit more interesting here and there. But if you want to offer different answers for different caveats of, hey, if cheat codes work, then I'll take this, versus if they don't, I'll go with this one. Sure. I mean, however many options you want to offer.
Gotcha.
And I don't know the format. Do I answer first? You guys answer first?
It's up to you. It's your topic. You want us to go first? You want to go first?
I mean, I can give y'all my two simple answers because they're very quick and easy. I would absolutely enjoy living in Animal Crossing. That shit is. I
So
just
nice and peaceful and just
I get to stay on the island. I get to run
happy,
it.
just happy all the time.
It's the villagers come in and out. They go visit. I mean, yeah, there's that one ghost that comes by, or that drunkard that lands on the island every morning, every couple mornings or something, every other week. But nah, just being able to just chill on the beach and do whatever the fuck I want for a while. I got games. I got other things, even if they're, I don't know, in the world they're fake or I don't know. You figure something out. There's ways to entertain yourself or just nap all day, whatever.
The most twisted thing on the island is the twisted turnip market.
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean,
even that's predictable.
yeah, you game the system, you figure it out, you go to other islands and make your sales. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And then least likely, or at least want to live in, just because I've been playing it. Oh, specifically also, my questions are based on your personal game library, not just games you may have heard of, but your personal game library. So since I don't have other horror games or anything, I'm luckily don't have to worry about that. But the least likely would be Helldivers 2, because I don't want to live in a fascist society even though we're heading towards that apparently. I don't want to live in that kind of fascist society of giant bugs and automatons who I possibly have to go to war with, or they might be invading. Who knows?
I don't think anybody wants to live in a world like that, Ed. I mean,
yeah, I'm just saying. But out of my library, that's all I got.
AJ, I don't know if you knew this because the song itself said it. We all live in a Pokemon world. You
know? I think for me, the one that I would want to live in the most, and initially it just popped right there, and that was Minecraft.
Okay.
Because it's pretty straightforward, and listening to it kind of explain it a little bit, having the ability to add and subtract mods, I think Minecraft could be, like I just said, like, tap me in, I'm ready to go to the Matrix. Like, Minecraft essentially could be that world. You know what I mean? Like, even they do have mobs and creepers and stuff you've got to worry about, but in reality, you go in, you build your shit up, you live off the grid. Like, let's be honest. I've wanted to live off the grid since my mid-20s. Like, that would be the perfect situation for me. A follow-up was Pokemon. I agree with AJ. Living in like the Pokemon Yellow world would have been a lot of fun, especially as like a young adult or a teenager. Like, that would have been cool, just to be able to free roam and just collect Pokemon and shit, like eat ice cream, like whatever. The worlds
in Pokemon, like I wouldn't even want to be a traveling, Pokemon trainer. I'd want a gym, like I want people to come to me and challenge me, and then stomp them like, get the fuck out my gym,
Ooses.
It's like since I only really grew up enjoying Gen 1, I haven't really consistently been playing enough, but whatever that most recent one was, where you are running around.
Scarlet and Violet?
No, the
Pokemon Go?
No, the last one that came out on the Switch.
That was Scarlet and Violet.
That was
unless you're talking about Arceus, the one that came before that.
Okay. Yes. Because of how absolutely horrifying it is with some of those actual sized ones running at you as a probably 13-year-old child, kind of has me a little hesitant with living in that world, just in case. If I'm just out and about and they're just like, hey, what the fuck you doing here? And they just start chasing.
Yeah, that's the last one I actually played. And when I played that, I'm like, this is not the Pokemon I want. I don't remember this. But just like you, I really haven't played since Gen 1. Like, I keep telling people all the time when they start naming all these new Pokemon, like, I don't know these new niggas. Like, I know the original 151.
Yes.
Those are my peoples,
Yep.
Yes.
When I did the episode with Matt and Vince where we drafted our Pokemon team, that was my mentality. And I had to have Matt go in and help me because my team was nothing but Gen 1 Pokemon. And he was like, okay, these are newer versions that are stronger, but keep the same ideology of what your team represents. And I was like, I have no idea who the fuck that
There's
guy
only
is.
one Zapdos, man. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't care what you say. There is only one Zapdos.
Bingo.
Yes.
But the one I wouldn't want to live in is The Evil Within. The idea of just genuinely living in a horror movie that I have to constantly live and repeat on is wild to me. So that's definitely the first one that comes to mind. is because essentially the whole time you're trying to evade a Leatherface type killer saving your wife and child. So it's like, no, that's not the life I want.
No, thank you.
Nope.
Okay. So on me, I suppose. So did a lot of introspective thinking, and at first, I asked you, do cheat codes count? Mostly because I was playing GTA at the time. Like I'd live here if I could have cheat codes. Then I thought about it some more. I'm like, no, because I'm still getting shot on a regular basis. Like, no, I definitely don't want to live in Liberty City. So we're gonna cut that out. But I'm like, what other world where there's some danger involved, but it's worth it? And that's going to be kind of a throwback a little bit, but it's still in my game library. It's still on my PlayStation. I haven't played it in a while, but it's DC Universe Online because, there's dangers abound, but I'm also a fucking superhero / supervillain. I'm, a powerful being in this world. And the thing is, the most dangerous stuff, I don't have to fuck with it, I can stay over here in Gotham and I'll be just fine. I don't have to go out and fight Trigon and all that kind of shit. I can mind my business and stay out of that shit.
Damn, that's crazy. Y'all got that going on over there? Damn.
Yeah, damn.
That's on you. That's a y'all problem,
exactly.
not a we problem.
I'm gonna stay over here.
I wish somebody could help y'all. Fuck.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay over here with my super speed and being able to run up the buildings and shit. Over here, where there's just little brainiac robots that I can just smash with 3 hits and I'm good. Like,
damn, that shit's crazy.
I'll take my 2 XP smacking this rabbit 1,000 times, please.
But so that's one. But if I am allowed cheat codes, in my head it popped out like, oh, The Sims. I don't want to live in The Sims if I can put in that motherload cheat and just, I'm good.
Al just recently got The Sims like on steroids, fully loaded, all the mods. And when I say all the mods, dudes, like she was like, "Hey, come here and look at this. The Sims are fucking." And I was like, "What?" And they are whole ass naked. Yeah. Oh, she's got all the fancy mods and shit.
No. Not in Sims. There's a game called Enzoy.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, I don't know what that is.
Hold on.
But yeah, no. Last night she built a strip club. She was like, there was a threesome. Like, took one of the strippers home, and I was like, "What game are you playing? This isn't The Sims. This isn't what EA had in mind." You're writing erotic fiction like in a fictional like 3D world.
Need one. Okay, this is showing. This is not the full gameplay stuff. There's gameplay videos and stuff broken down to like 7-8 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
But
it looks phenomenal for The Sims.
Enzoy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's almost scary. Let me pull this up here. Because if she hasn't seen this, she's going to want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Sims person, you want to know about this. It's not a trailer I was planning on watching today.
Wu-Tang.
She definitely said Wu-Tang.
Nothing to fuck with.
Mm-hmm. See, in Simlish, when you hear somebody say Wu-Tang, that's really them talking shit. It's like, protect your fucking neck, asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So like this one, like you like they go out driving and shit, you control the driving and everything. Like you're like actually like immersed in it.
So Sims GTA?
Kinda. I don't remember if in this trailer they actually show the character creation. No, they don't. Because that's what you need to see is
Only the one who has earned the people's support is fit to be
Ah,
king.
come on, get through this ad, please. While that's going on, the one I would least like to live in though, it became GTA. Because I'm not trying to get shot for no reason all the time.
Yeah.
Have you ever
But
imagined?
think about your medical bills.
We all
You
have.
get
but
killed right there on the spot, and it costs what, like $50, and you're back out 100%.
everyone has a
That's
different
quality. That's a pretty solid plus.
variety of creative
Yeah.
tools to help you build yours.
Yeah,
First,
the
let's look at
detail
creating
in the
characters,
creation,
known as
all
souls.
that kind of shit.
You can create
Crazy.
realistic appearances with detailed controls over facial and body features. You can also customize hair and outfits to create a unique look.
Why'd they choose to make her a ginger? Ginny Weasley looking ass. Okay, that's cool. Like you can even design their clothes.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. But anyway, you get the idea.
Send me this trailer on Twitter. I'll send it over to Al because I definitely think she would like that.
Yeah. Kind of to piggyback off of your same reasoning for why you wouldn't want GTA. That's the same reason I also did not select Cyberpunk, because I do not want to get randomly killed by a bullet or some asshole who just wants to hack into my brain to make me kill myself. So
Yep. Fallout and Red Dead Redemption, same reason. I was like, I don't want to die. Like,
Like even with the respawns, that's
Yeah.
one where you're like, I don't think that's worth it like, at all. And I was first thinking GTA because it was just like all the money I can make, But then just the constantly getting shot is just not fun to me, I don't like dying.
Yeah, damn. But Red Dead Redemption Online, I spend just enough time every so often in a day just wandering around, not doing anything. So that
Just
might
existing out there.
I'm just gonna ride my horse.
Exactly. I just want to hop on my horse and
Fuck it.
ride across the countryside and head into the woods. Hopefully find some clan members to kill. That kind of thing.
So that actually may not be too far down the list of I'd be okay with. It may not be on the want, but if I did get pulled into that world,
if that's the lottery you pulled, you wouldn't be mad about it.
yeah, that's not a bad one. I'll take that.
Cool. Let's watch another trailer here, one that I actually planned on watching. Do y'all remember the good old days on the old Nokia phones? A little game called Snake.
Yeah.
Snake is back.
I have a game on my phone from the Apple Arcade, no free shout outs. It's called Slither IO. That is dangerously close to Snake IO. Holy shit. Yes. I fucking love this game, dude.
So yeah, it's on it's something you can get for free now if you got Netflix. It's one of the Netflix games now.
This is the game that I play. That's amazing that it's on Netflix now.
I didn't know this existed.
Yeah. No, I think you have to have the Apple Arcade in order to get it. And I think you're a green bubble if I remember right.
I am.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have been able to play it. But this is one of those, it's just there because if I've got 10 minutes before I got something to do, I can sink 10 minutes into just being a snake swimming around doing nothing.
Yeah.
I got really
got
excited
Netflix?
over a mobile game.
Yeah. If you got Netflix, you can hop on that. Like I said, no ads. Like I said, no microtransactions, none of that. It's one of the things I like about the games from Netflix. If you get them from there, you get the paid version of them without the ads and shit. So that's cool. Wilson, what is your topic?
So my topic this week, I was trying to think about it, and I wanted to do something that wasn't, like Mount Rushmore of this or do something like that. So I was like, one of the things I critique Hollywood a lot for is the unnecessary origin stories. So I was like, all right, let's be Hollywood here. Let's think of an origin story that we do need to see. The reason why somebody is the way they are. And it could be one that's already been done, but you think deserves a remake, I guess, or one that hasn't had a origin story made at all. And for me, and Ed, this is where I was talking about how I would bring Zelda up later. For me, Ganon needs an origin story, either in a game or in a movie. Because when you think about it, in Tears of the Kingdom, the way they described the fact that when Ganon figured out, spoiler alert here, essentially he opens up the multiverse, and every world he's trying to figure out a way for him to take over everything. And in every world, there's a Link and a Zelda and a Triforce that stops him. So all the rifts in time are him trying to figure out which one is essentially the one that allows him to take over time and space. I think the buildup to why Ganon is the way he is would be an interesting. Specifically, the Ganon in the Ocarina of Time universe, where he's in a human form or semi-human form, and you see him as a humanoid, and he has character and emotion, and you see that, and I'm like, okay, what made him get to that point? What made him decide he wanted to the Thanos complex? From the Marvel universe, like, why is he risking everything, including tearing apart space and time, to be the most powerful? What made him get to that point? So that's where my brain went with it. Gentlemen, off to you guys.
Ed, help me out with this, because he actually triggered something in my brain just now, and I think you might know this, but I'm not sure, because I don't really remember. Well, you might know it too, but I'm asking Ed for a very specific reason. How much do we know about Sephiroth? Because I played Final Fantasy VII 20 years ago now. Like, it's just, I played, Remake, and I started Rebirth, but how much do we really know about Sephiroth?
I still need to play through either of them. Gotcha. With what little bit I've gone through on trying to understand him. I think it's kind of superficial, some details here and there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. If I'm like trying to remember from when I played, like I said, 20 years ago.
The ones that do overlap and touch each other in the same timelines, 7, and then the remake, and then Advent Children, and all of that stuff that exists in that universe seems pretty self-included. Like, it's not really, you get snippets of it in some of the other games in lore. But outside of that, character-wise, I think he's isolated to just that universe in Final Fantasy VII, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Final Fantasies are. All of them are just in their own contained world. It's just, I'm just wondering if they actually like explain really where he came from and shit. So that would actually be really interesting, because you brought up Ganon. I'm like, Sephiroth. But my answer to this actually was, I was thinking back. And I'm like, I know they said they weren't going to do this, but if they did it like as like a mini series, something like that, like just short little mini series, maybe like 5 episodes or so. Tell me more about Ned Stark, because I need to know, like, how did Ned Stark really become the Ned Stark that we know at the beginning of Game of Thrones? Because we kind of saw some little shit later on where it's just like, the way certain stories were told are not the way they actually went, Like his whole legendary fight at that tower or whatever the fuck it was, where it was like he actually just got lucky and stabbed the dude in the back. It wasn't like this epic battle where he overcame him and all that kind of shit. So like the real story behind how he actually became the Ned Stark we know, this honorable man and all that kind of stuff, that basically got his own head chopped off because he just couldn't leave well enough alone. Because quite honestly, who sat the Iron Throne and all that kind of shit really didn't matter to him. Like, it's just like it didn't really affect your life. John Aaron died in the pursuit of all this, yeah. But when was the last time you actually talked to that nigga? Like for real. Like, it had been forever. So it's just like, if you had just left that shit alone, Like,
Wasn't he Aaron's ward? So it was a thing like when he became of age, he left and never went back. Like the only reason he was there to begin with was because his old man was like, I'm going to send my son down there so you know the North won't revolt against the fucking Erie or the Erie.
something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Him and Robert Baratheon were both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're like brothers. Like, so to me, it's like, I love that idea, but also the build up to the battle at the Trident and Ned finding his sister and all of
Yeah.
that.
All that, you know?
I think that would be a fantastic story. And in the books, it was really, really well done.
Yeah.
Like what we get of it. So yes, anything from Game of Thrones needs to get an origin story.
Yeah. It's like I said, this is one of those things I don't need, you know, like 3-4 seasons of it. Give me one solid season, you know, tell that story. We're done.
Yeah.
They should just call that series A Song of Ice and Fire and just let it be one season stories from the different times throughout it. So they'll do the Battle of the Trident. They'll do Ned Stark's coming of age and taking over Winterfell. They'll do, you know, fucking whatever happened the day the Mad King was killed or whatever. Like they could pick so many stories from that universe and just call it A Song of Ice and Fire and just give us one season, like one-offs of all these individual stories. And HBO, I'll just take 1 point off of the profit share for that. You can have it.
Don't need much.
Yeah, 1 point for that. That would be enough. My kids wouldn't have to worry about anything with 1 point of Game of Thrones money.
Rufus.
I would first to piggyback off of both of your points or comments. I also am trying to, if I don't want to do it myself because I feel like my height disadvantage doesn't put me there, but I actually do have some ideas on how to make a Ganon and Sephiroth mashup as well. Maybe one day
We'll find somebody taller to do it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
So, my honorable mention answer.
I actually have somebody in mind who probably would be down to do that shit. I haven't talked to him in years, but I'm sure he'd do it.
I just have to get the money to buy the supplies to put it together.
Yeah.
My honorable mention answer would
probably get that nigga up to BlurredCon if I do that shit too. Yeah. Things are going through my head now. Sorry. Go ahead.
Gosh, no, you're good. Would be Mr. Dragon of the West, Uncle Iroh. Would be somebody I just would always want more from and more about. But my actual full answer, because I don't want to gush too much about Uncle Iroh because we don't have enough time, would be, let me see if I can do the voice correctly. Edna Mold from The Incredibles. Because I just want to have one, I didn't really as much. Exactly. We need to find out why she had the more details as to why she just really absolutely didn't hate capes, even though it made all the sense in the world. But for her utter disdain for capes.
It doesn't sound like it's all practical.
Yeah.
It sounds like
something like it was something embarrassing that happened to her when she was like 12 years old or something with a cape or something. I don't know. We just have to. But like it was just a cool character. And if we're going to dig around more in the Incredibles universe, I don't really want, like with the recent Disney announcements, I'm not really all that big of a fan of just like sequels for the sake of sequels. I want, even though I don't know what Incredibles 3 is going to be, who knows? But if we are going to keep playing around, that's a character in a movie that I really did like, who they kept vague enough that I'd be okay with like finding out what got her to that point in her life. And yeah, plus she's just fun. How she's so great at taking care of babies. It'd be a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
nice balance.
Speaking of Pixar and sequels and shit, did y'all see Quentin Tarantino what he said about Toy Story, which is exactly what I've been saying about Toy Story all this time?
I saw a thumbnail. I didn't read exactly what he said. He's like he didn't watch 4 because
he said he's never going to watch 4. I actually did see 4. It was actually a pretty good movie. Don't y'all come for me on that one. Toy Story 4 was actually a pretty good movie. However, I didn't think they should have made it because the way 3 ended was absolutely fucking perfect.
Agreed.
It was just like the perfect 3 movies. early stuff, Woody and Buzz come together, they both learn some shit along the way, and it comes down to the end in the third one where they holding hands thinking it's all over, and it's like these toys get passed on to the next generation and all that kind of like, oh, this is perfect, this is fucking beautiful, shed a single thug tear, it was wonderful. Then like, oh, we're making another one. Nigga, why? Like, I know why, because money, but like, oh, it's just, why can't you leave the shit alone? Again, I know why, because money, but still, like,
yeah, that could lead to a whole different rant I'd have about the Disney's game plan with doing all this stuff that I hate and don't like one bit, even though it does give me jobs potentially in some of these cases. But
the reason is they realize that we're the ones with the money now, and they know how to get us. And like they're like, oh, these are all the things they remember when they were kids. Let's give them more of that, so they'll spend money on it.
The nostalgia machine is powerful, man. And I fall victim to it all the times with stupid things like the Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? Like it's just a fandom that I grew up with. So
movies, though.
Yeah,
like which ones? The Michael Bay ones. I just haven't seen them. It's just
that's fair.
Like I just didn't watch them. Like the newest one though, I went and saw that.
That one was fucking great.
Yeah,
Mayhem?
I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
That was beautiful. I'm gonna go watch that again today. Thank you. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
Okay. We actually do not have time for my topic today. Because I wanted to actually, you know what? No, we don't need to watch that trailer because we watched that random Enzoy thing earlier. So fuck it. We can move on to my topic. So what was your first ever binge watch, and how did that happen? Was it on accident? Did you go into the saying, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch this whole thing now? Like what happened? And what was your first binge watch? You want to go? Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I go first. Mine's short, sweet, and to the point. Mine was The Office, and it's ironically my favorite show of all time now. It was I know for a fact it was during season 4 when I first found it, because I was like, okay, because I knew about the original, the British one. I'd watched the British one and didn't think anything about it. And young, arrogant Will was like, I'm not going to watch an American ripoff of a British television show, fuck capitalism. So I got into it in season 4. And honestly, it was the Pam and Jim thing, because I was like, they're not supposed to be together. How did we get here? You know what I mean? Like, how did they make this happen? Because there's only 2 seasons in the British version. And then there's some weird shit that happened, like some specials and stuff. But there's really not a lot that they went off of. So I was like, all right, let's start from the beginning. And I watched from season 1 through season 4 and pretty much got caught up in like a week and a half or 2 weeks time, because it was that good for me. I just couldn't stop. And still to this day, I'll set again, like those background TV shows, just so you have some chatter in the background. And it'll be The Office or Big Bang Theory or something like that I've seen 1,000 times just playing. So The Office.
Okay. What about you, Ed?
I'm gonna be really quick. I do want to offer 3 answers for 3 different errors, because the first one altogether would have been back when we had to buy DVD box sets for stuff. And my first DVD box set was Firefly, because I had never seen the series. I fell in love with Serenity. So I went back and got those 13 episodes and just binge watched that and was just like, fuck, this is great. Turns out Joss Whedon's a piece of shit, so I hate him. Then the next answer would have been Avatar, but that was an error of my past error of pirating, or I got it for free. Somebody gave it to me. I won't say I pirated. Let me speak that out loud. I didn't pirate, for anybody listening, please. But it was Avatar: The Last Airbender, because fucking love that show. One of the greatest cartoons ever. And then my streaming answer is the same as Will's. It was The Office. I finally just gave it a shot, and it was like, yo, this shit is actually kind of charming as fuck. I was annoyed as hell early on, but it was Pam's art show when Michael supported her, and as a
that one moment he's like, I'm really proud of you, and then he's like, oh goddamn, man.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, this asshole got heart.
Yeah,
fuck. I mean, this is good. This is beautiful, and as a sometimes struggling artist still. it touched everything where you're struggling on your confidence, your comfort of putting yourself out there. You hear people faking interest, actually being interested, and then somebody just shows up genuine, wanting to just support you, just meant all the world. So I'm even getting emotional now.
Okay. Well, mine. I've talked about this before. I talked about the show before plenty of times, but not as in this context. My first binge watch was actually Lost.
That's a good one.
It was one of those things. I remember how I started. I was working at Pizza Hut at the time, and this guy I worked with, name was Anthony. He was talking about it one day and just how good the show was and all that. He was saying how he didn't like the ending and all that kind of stuff. And it turned out what he actually said about the ending wasn't actually true. He misinterpreted it. But I'm like, I'll check it out because he said it was still worth it, even though the ending sucked. I do agree. I don't like the ending, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. But anyway, started it. I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and check this out. I'm like, I watched 1 or 2 episodes. And then I looked up and it was 3:00 in the morning. Like, it was just I'm like, oh fuck. And then it just became my whole life. It was like, I hate this damn show, and I can't stop watching it because every end of the episode of an episode was just like, wait, what the fuck? I just had to stay with it and keep watching and keep watching and keep watching. I keep saying this all the time. The way they did that show, the way they structured it, like Lost saved television. I say this to people all the time because shows that come out like these days and all that, and the structure they use and the way that Lost left you like on the edge of your seat at the end of every episode, you weren't really getting that back then. Like Lost was the one that said, hey, on network television on fucking ABC, this is what you're getting. And that changed everything. And I credit Lost with having things now like fucking Breaking Bad, because if it wasn't for Lost, I don't think Breaking Bad would have happened. But that was my first binge watch. That's my opinion. That's my soapbox on that. Whew. Great show, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Those of you watching later, know that you can actually watch us live. What you do is you go to a place called Twitch, twitch.tv/Creatia World. You can watch us there. You can also subscribe while you're there for free. And guess what? If you subscribe for free, the best way to do that is with Prime Gaming. That means you take your Amazon Prime account, take a Twitch account, put them together, fusion, they come together and they form Amazon Prime Gaming. Give you a free sub every month. Give it to us if you want to support us. But if not, give it to your favorite streamer of choice. Just don't let it go to waste. If you don't use it, you lose it. You can also watch us live on YouTube, though, youtube.com/Creatia World. You can actually subscribe there for free. It's great. You just hit the subscribe button. But guess what? Next to that subscribe button, there's a little bell. And hanging from that bell is a little bean. So you know what I want you to do? I want you to flick that bean. You do that, you get notified every time we go live, every time we drop a new episode of anything, new videos, all that kind of stuff, shorts, all that. We'd appreciate that as well. Now, links to everything we do, YouTube, Twitch, audio stuff, all that, creatiaworld.com. Go there, find all the links. You can find us on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. You can find me on all the socials at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Will, where can they find you?
First and foremost, Travis, as always, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be the honorary use of all things Creatia World. If you're interested in my shenanigans elsewhere, you can check my link tree at the Will Gray. You'll find everything I do for Botchbots and Share Shots, Rivet City Radio, Off the Top Media, and my writing profile for Last Word on Sports.
Rufio.
Oh,
Tell me what you're up to, what you got going on. Tell people where to find you, all that good shit.
I just before the show went ahead and created a link tree as well with the same name, so you can go ahead and Rufio with underscores and the 2 H's at the end. That'll get you to both my Instagrams, one for cosplay, one for art. Get to my Twitter, which I guess some people found my stuff from Reddit and thought that cosplay was really dope, so they started spreading that around, and all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of notifications to the point I had to turn that shit off. And I guess a couple other links that I probably do need to go ahead and update are on there. Like I did start a Patreon once upon a time, or my Etsy store. And if you want to still give me money, that's fine. But there's nothing really on there. So, yeah, just check that out. Appreciate it. I'm going be at Dragon Con if anybody's in Atlanta. I'll swing by if you want to take pictures or whatever on Thursday or Friday and Saturday. Samurai Link as well as Cloud Link. So
yeah.
just
I'll
don't
see
call
what
me
I'm doing
Blink.
this weekend. I might swing by to the free area and say what's up.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna be at. Just and sweating, trying to figure out how to use the bathroom.
Sweat.
Yeah.
That's for you Florida folks out there. Well, yeah, that'll be it for this week's episode. We will catch y'all next time. Again, Will, Ed, thank you for being here. But until next time, y'all, we out.